All right, let's talk about something that can make a lot of people's heads spin: taxes. But don't you worry, because today we are going to make it all make sense. How? By using a fantastic analogy from our source material that involves monkeys, their leaf currency, and of course, bananas. Okay, so first things first, what even is a tax? Let's start with the simplest definition possible. In our little monkey world, a tax is just the leaves a monkey has to pay to the monkey government. That's it. It's pretty much the price of admission for living in a safe, organized jungle. So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll nail down what a tax really is. Then, we'll get into all the different kinds of taxes out there. After that, we'll tackle the big one: how much you actually have to pay. Then, we'll walk through how you file a tax return, and we'll wrap up by touching on some of the more complicated stuff. Sounded? Let's do it. All right, let's jump right into part one. What is a tax? At its core, it's a pretty simple trade. You give up some of your leaves, and in return, you get services that help out everybody. Just picture this for a second. A monkey grinds all week, works really hard, and earns a cool 100 leaves. He's feeling great, right? But then he looks at his paycheck, and he only gets to take home 80. So what gives? And that, right there, is the million-leaf question. Why is the monkey government taking those 20 leaves? Where do they actually go? Well, it's not like they just vanish into thin air. The government pools all those leaves together to pay for, well, everything that makes the jungle a decent place to live. We're talking monkey hospitals and schools, the monkey police and firefighters who keep everyone safe, public transport to get around, even garbage collection. It also goes toward bigger things like scientific research, maybe even a monkey space program, and helping older monkeys retire. Okay, so now we get why taxes exist. But how does the government actually collect all these leaves? You're about to see that it's way more than just the money taken out of your paycheck. Yeah, check this out. There are a bunch of different types. You've got your basic income tax, which comes right out of what you earn. Then there's sales tax, that extra leaf you pay when you buy a banana. If you're lucky enough to own a treehouse, you're paying property tax. Sell that treehouse for more than you bought it for? Bam, that's a capital gains tax. And it's not just for individual monkeys. Big monkey businesses pay corporate tax. And there are even tariffs on bananas imported from other jungles. Okay, deep breath. This is the part that trips a lot of people up. How much do you actually have to pay? We're about to make tax brackets super simple for you. So let's ask a question I'm sure you've wondered about. Let's say a monkey makes 100,000 leaves a year, and the news says he's in the 22% tax bracket. Does that just mean he pays 22,000 leaves in tax? It seems like simple math, right? Nope. Absolutely, completely wrong. And honestly, this is probably the biggest misconception about taxes out there. If you can understand this next part, you'll get how taxes work better than most monkeys in the entire jungle. Here's how it really works. Think of your income like a stack of buckets. The first bucket, maybe your first 10,000 leaves, gets taxed at 0%. Zilch, nothing. Then the next bucket of money, say the next 40,000 leaves, gets taxed at a lower rate, like 12%. It is only the money in that very top bucket that gets hit with that high 22% rate. So you see, when you add it all up, the actual tax is only 15,800 leaves. That's way less than that scary 22,000 number. The big takeaway here is you do not pay your highest tax rate on all of your income just on a piece of it. It's a game changer once you get that. Okay, so we've got the theory down. But how does this all work in the real world? That brings us to the annual ritual of filing your tax return, which is basically just you telling the government, here's what I think I owe. Really, the whole process boils down to 3 main steps. Step 1, you add up every single leaf you earned all year. Step 2, you figure out how many leaves the government already took from your paychecks. And step 3, which is where things get interesting, you hunt for deductions. But hold on, what exactly can you deduct? Can you just claim anything you want? Well, no. As our source makes very clear, they have to be work-related. So think about things like tools for your job, a uniform you're required to wear, or maybe travel you had to do for business. So once all the dust settles, after you've tallied up your income and your deductions and compared it to what you've already paid, it can only go one of 2 ways. Either you underpaid and you have to send the government a few more leaves, or you overpaid. And in that case, ding, 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 the government owes you money. That's a tax refund. All right, we are in the home stretch now. Let's quickly go over some of the more advanced topics, the complicated stuff. We're talking audits, tax avoidance, and how this whole system works on a global scale. So, what if a monkey just decides, you know what, I'm not paying? Well, it's a really bad idea. First, you'll get a warning letter. Then they start tacking on interest charges, so you owe even more. If that doesn't work, they can literally just take the leaves right out of your account. And if you really don't comply, yeah, you could go to monkey prison. You ever hear people say that rich people find ways to pay less tax? Well, this right here is a huge piece of that puzzle. A regular monkey earns a paycheck, and that's taxed as income, usually at a higher rate. But a wealthy monkey might make most of their leaves by selling investments, like stocks or property. And that money gets taxed as capital gains, which, believe it or not, often has a much, much lower tax rate. Sometimes it's about half as much. And you've got to remember, the jungle you live in matters a lot. The tax rules are completely different all over the world. In a place like Finland, the top tax rate is a whopping 57%. In Australia, it's 45%. And then you have places like the Cayman Islands with a nice round tax rate of 0%. So does everyone pay income tax? Not exactly. If you're an unemployed monkey or if you're working but just don't earn enough leaves to hit the minimum, you're off the hook. Same goes for baby monkeys, obviously. And certain organizations like monkey charities and religious groups are usually exempt too. So here we are, after all this talk of monkeys and leaves and complicated tax brackets. What's the verdict? Are taxes some big, scary monster designed to confuse us, or are they just misunderstood? I mean, the system is definitely complex, no doubt about it. But hopefully, now you can see that the basic ideas behind it, paying for things we share, having progressive rates, actually make a lot of sense. Which kind of leaves us with one final question for you to chew on. If you were the head monkey in charge of the whole jungle, what's the one thing about taxes you would change?